So we are now going to witness the ceremonial lighting of the oil lamp, for which we would like to firstly very respectfully invite His Holiness Swami Govind Dev Giri Maharaj, the chief incumbent and treasurer of the Sri Janmabhoomi Teerth Kshetra Temple Trust of Ayodhya, India, His Excellency Santosh Jha, the High Commissioner, the Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, the Honorable Sagal Ratnayaka, the Chief of Staff and the National Security Advisor to His Excellency the President of Sri Lanka, the Honorable Karu Jayasuriya, former Speaker of Parliament of Sri Lanka, Mr. R.M. Manivandan, Chairman, Supreme Global Holdings, the Honorable Niranjan Devaditya, former member of the British and European Parliaments and Presidential Envoy of Sri Lanka. We also would like to invite Mr. Sanat Jayasuriya, former national cricketer and cricketing legend, and also Mr. Aditya Ray, the project promoters team member of Shree Ramayan Trails. Your Holiness, distinguished invitees, we would like to very warmly, respectfully invite you to do the honors. Pleasure of inviting His Excellency Santosh Jha, the Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, the Honorable Sagal Ratnayaka, the Chief of Staff and National Security Advisor to His Excellency the President of Sri Lanka, and also the Honorable Karu Jayasuriya, former Speaker of Parliament of Sri Lanka, and also the Honorable Niranjan Devaditya, and also Mr. Aditya Ray. Your Excellency Santosh Jha, Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, would like to invite you to occupy your place at the head table. But we see a lot of expectation, we see a lot of enthusiasm in your faces as we get ready to unveil something really historic. And this will symbolize not only the promotion of Sri Lanka as a tourism destination, but definitely Sri Lanka as a place of spiritual and cultural attraction as well. Before all that, we would like to very respectfully invite Your Holiness to invoke blessings on the audience and also the program that we have ahead of us. So we'll now invite His Holiness to invoke blessings on this program.
Apadam apahataram dataram sarvasampadam lokadhiramam Shri Ramam bhuyo bhuyo namaham. I'm really very delighted to find myself in this august audience and for this very important event. Bharat, that is India, and this holy land of Sri Lanka, they have got a bond of cultural relation from the times unknown. These bonds have been more tightened by the story of Ramayana. Bhagavan Shri Ram came here, and not only came here, but he established the dynasty of Vibhishana. He made Vibhishana the king of Sri Lanka, and that was just to enthrone the high moral values. Bhagavan Shri Ram is called all moral values incarnate. Ramo Vigrahavan Dharmaha. And whatever he did was just for the well-being of the whole universe. Though he was born in Ayodhya, he was not of Ayodhya. He is not of Ayodhya. He is not of Bharat. He is universal. Wherever righteousness is there, wherever the passion to make all happy is there, Sri Ram is there. His whole life is kept as the icon of idealism everywhere. And therefore, the universal Ram has got a very special chapter in Sri Lanka. And therefore, for us, Sri Lanka is not just a piece of land, it is holy pilgrim. And we come here with all humility, with all reverence, with all devotion to have darshan of the places wherever Bhagavan Shri Ram went. Bhagavati Sita Mata, you people are more blessed than the Indians, because it's only the land of Sri Lanka which has the temple of Sita Mata alone. Sita Mata's temple you will never nowhere find in Bharat, but it is here, and therefore it is holier for us to come here, because if Bhagavan Shri Ram is our father, Sita ji is our mother, and in our Vedic culture it is said Matru Devo Bhava first and then Pitru Devo Bhava. Honor your mother first and then your father. So, Bhagavan Shri Ram we find everywhere in Bharat, but Sita ji we find only in Sri Lanka, and therefore we are very much overwhelmed with devotion for this land. Again, Bhagavan Buddha's thoughts reached here, and this holy land has retained those thoughts through Buddhism. So many viharas, so many Buddha bhikkhus, they are there. And such and in many other ways, these are not two lands. These are two parts of the same land emotionally, culturally. We are one. These bondages has to be strengthened, and they can be strengthened if we keep coming and going. This to and fro travel is very much required. And I am finding that from the day Bhagavan Shri Ram was installed in Ayodhya, that is on 22nd January this year, after that people from Bharat and also from Sri Lanka, they are flocking there in Ayodhya, but as well as also for the darshan of Sita Amma. And therefore, I think it's a new era for us all to strengthen these bonds of friendship, these bonds of brotherhood, and these bonds of oneness. I think Bharat and Sri Lanka, they must stand together. They are one. But this oneness is to be realized, and that is to be realized through our actions, through our cooperation, and through doing the same things, having the same vision, sharing our sorrows and our happiness. This is keep on increasing, I think, and this is at least for me personally in my life, this is the beginning of new age. I'm really sad that why I'm so delayed in visiting this holy land. But this mistake, I will repeat, I will keep coming again and again, visiting, having darshan, mixing with you people, and taking your message to Bharat and the message of Bharat to Sri Lanka. Thus we shall go ahead. In Vedas there is one mantra, Sangachatvam, Sampadadvam, Sambho Manausi Janatam. Let us walk together, let us talk together, let us understand together, and let us go ahead together. Thank you, all of you.
Well, this togetherness that you mentioned, Your Holiness, will be further solidified by the launch of Shree Ramayan Trails that we are about to witness being launched. Respectful thanks going to His Holiness Swami Govind Dev Giriraj Ji Maharaj. And with that, we are now moving on to the first item in the agenda, which is the official words of welcome. And you will all be welcomed to this event by the Honorable Niranjan Devaditya. We would like to very warmly invite him to deliver the welcome speech.
Your Holiness, Your Excellency, Senior Advisor and National Security Advisor to His Excellency the President, National Icon, Taj Samudra, one of my oldest friends, Mr. Aditya Ray, ladies and gentlemen, it is not every day that I have been given a humble opportunity to be a part of making history. And today, we are indeed making history. We are in fact bringing history around in a full circle so that the future and the past come together at this point, at this moment, in this room, which will be the beginning of forever. Because we have completed the story, the epic saga of the Ramayana once again. His Holiness coming here is the culmination of a long journey broken by intervals of interruption from various other sources, which has come together now to make a holistic, comprehensive one. Today, we are seeing that one being created in that story that we all reveal. Your Holiness, thank you. I'm very grateful. Very thankful, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the world is in a very, very dangerous place. I grew up during the Cold War. I saw the end of the Cold War, and now we are in another difficult and dangerous phase of human evolution. What is happening in the Middle East can be extremely dangerous. And we have to pray that sensible people make sensible decisions in the spirit of God the Almighty. The divisions in the world, the sons of Abraham, Jacob and Israel, killing each other, to me is absurd. I spent 20 years in the European Parliament watching how nations that had killed each other to the extent, Your Holiness, 100 million people slaughtered, came together to create a permanent peace, to ban and banish war from what is now the European Union. I sat together with Germans and French and Jewish, whose fathers and grandfathers had fought each other, now sitting as grandchildren, legislating and planning for the future of their children together in peace. That was a very extraordinary experience for me, and for 20 years I was blessed to be able to be a part of that journey. I'm now seeing the beginnings of another journey in South Asia, which will bring our common culture and our common values, and dare I even say it, our common genes, together to ensure that freedom, security, and even democracy are protected as we go into the unknown future. But if we go together, there is nothing that can prevail against us. And that is why what we are doing today is so important. As I say, bless you for coming.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. The Honourable Niranjan Devaditya, the former member of the British and European Parliaments and Presidential Envoy of Sri Lanka. We have now come to the keynote speech, and the keynote speech will be delivered by a person who was extremely passionate way back even in the 80s who passionately promote the Ramayan Trails in Sri Lanka. And ladies and gentlemen, he is here at the head table. We would like to now invite him to deliver the keynote speech, the Honourable Karu Jayasuriya, the former Speaker of Parliament of Sri Lanka. The Honourable Karu Jayasuriya.
Thank you very much. Ayubowan, Vanakkam, Assalamu alaikum, Namaste. May I extend a very warm and affectionate welcome to all of you. May I seek permission from His Holiness, Swami Govind, Your Excellency, the High Commissioner for India, Honorable Santosh Shah, Honorable Sagar Ratnayaka, National Security Advisor and Chief of the President's Staff, my friend Niranjan Devaditya, former British and European Parliament member, Mr. Aditya Rai, Mr. Sanjay Surya, and distinguished participants here. Let me say it's a great privilege and honor for me to address this distinguished gathering. Today will be a historic day for strengthening the Sri Lanka Indian bilateral ties. The launch of the Ramayan Trail will bring us closer and nearer a long-awaited project. From Adam's Ridge to Mena Basin, with Sita area and Noah area, 9 world-class monuments to be restored that will embody the historical essence of Ramayana. We in Sri Lanka realize the importance and the potential available in developing this concept, but implementation was delayed due to various domestic reasons like the ethnic conflict and youth unrest, etc. I think it's my duty to go back to the history of this program and Sri Lankan efforts to initiate such an ambitious program. In 1989, the idea was proposed to the then President by the National Chamber of Commerce, and I got the opportunity of taking it up as the then President of the Chamber. Honorable Sri Ramayan as the opposition leader at that time to bless this project. So in 1989 we had a national consensus between the government and the opposition for a project of this nature. But however, once again, there was no, after the initial agreement, the progress was very slow, there was a change of government and things like that. However, in 2001, a new regime took over the administration of the country with Honorable Ranil Wickremesinghe as the Prime Minister. And he encouraged us to pursue this project once again. We found an investor who was serious about the project, and a feasibility study was done by experts from both India and Sri Lanka. And some of the universities were also involved. I have this report. It is 20 years old. USA had funded it. And as I said, there are so many people involved. But I must specifically mention that Maharaj Yogi was also one of those who was interested because he believed that he has connection to the Rama, that regime. And he believed that he was reborn, and he had his own kingdom in Netherlands, and he has his own currency called Ram. And I spent about 2 days with him on this project. A lot of discussion, he was very serious. So back here, we discussed this in the cabinet, and I had to go in from the Prime Minister to look around and see how we go next. So it also in talking about this bridge, let me tell you that in 2020 years ago, King Gajaba, the first, he crossed this road and captured some people from there and brought them back here because the history is recorded in the Rajavali and Pujavali that this happened. So it's a very old road, bridge, and the existence of the bridge is being called mythology, but it is of course a fact that is believed by a lot of people in Sri Lanka. The proposal that was made at the time, which I showed you, was a multi-purpose highway with shared rights, a way for rail link in South India to the port of Colombo, a fiber optic link for telecom interconnection, and a power transmission interconnection. The total cost of the project, so believe me, at that time, 20 years back, was only $1 billion. With additional $1 billion just required for a new power generation plant and associated transmitter system, if necessary. Feasibility revealed that the payback period was very fast due to time constraints, and we're going to touch all of those things. The Sri Lanka government at that time sought the approval of the Indian government, Indian Prime Minister, Honorable Vajpayee, and he in turn informed the Sri Lankan government that they fully supported it, but wanted us to make sure that we get the approval of the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, Mrs. Jayalalitha. The problem came there because she vehemently objected on the ground that it would pose serious security threat due to fast spreading LTT activity, and we had to know the proposal on it. In 2015, once again there was a regime change, and Honorable Prime Minister Modi visited Sri Lanka, and during that time, Prime Minister Vikramasinghe was able to have very serious discussions, and it was generally agreed that we look into that. And I recall, before I became the speaker, I was also in charge of Provincial Council, and I had the pleasure of privilege of accompanying Honorable Prime Minister Modi to Jaffna, and during the course of lunch, we talked about it. And after a few days, I was from the Indian High Commission and wanted to look at the report. That was sent. There again, once, in a matter of few days, there was an official announcement from the Indian government saying that they are going to build the bridge. And that caused a certain amount of unrest here, because there were certain politics, there are certain elements that were not very happy about it, and then also we had to slow down the process. The objections came from only a very few sources, but overall, generally there is belief that this would certainly help Sri Lanka to go forward. In 2023, Honorable Prime Minister once again visited India, and during his visit also it was reported that it was discussed in detail, and an agreement made to discuss the proposal. Then I recall, I think last month, Honorable Sagar Ratnayaka also visited India on this issue. So I don't know what happened with the discussion. I'm sure he will explain that. But so I'm very happy that this project is going on. Everybody is looking at it seriously. And also I must tell you that in the last couple of years, it was possible for us to develop the Hanuman temple in Rambada and with Sita and the Govind in Unveiling, which are attracting individual games both locally and overseas. These sites are in good condition at the moment. In 2007, I recall that we proposed to the Minister of Tourism then, of the Mahinda Rajapaksa government, that was the Minister, and we proposed that he look into this proposal once again. And he started, but I don't think once again there are also various reasons they didn't go. So let me say that after so many failed attempts, I go today with a sense of satisfaction. To the Sri Lankans, Ravana is seen different from India. Here, according to religion, Ravana is respected as a just ruler who is the country right, scientifically, economically, and innovatively. There is no doubt that this project is going to bring prosperity to Sri Lanka, and I can't see, unless for any special reason, that one could sort of not support it. So I hope this event today is something memorable to us, and also I'm very happy that we have a very powerful team here to back this proposal. Especially I see a very powerful, dedicated team present here. This Holiness, Swami, Govind, present is a great blessing to us. India and Sri Lanka represented the table by very powerful people around. I am also happy to see the involvement of a dedicated and committed group of personality as project proposers. Honorable Niranjan Devanaji, Roger Romy, Aditya Rai, Manman, they can make it happen. I know their capacity and capability. Various views can be expressed, and my view is that even if there are negative, the project can take the country to prosperity. So once again, I pray for the success of this project, and let me thank all those who once again took this seriously, and I wish Sri Lanka will have a new era of prosperity if the project is implemented as I thought and proposed. Thank you very much.
Our keynote speaker, the Honorable Haru Jayasuriya, former Speaker of Parliament. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So you mentioned about all the obstacles and all the challenges that were faced, and now they say challenges come as blessings in disguise. And now, in the midst of all those challenges, here we are, ready to unveil and also ready to launch this great project. And what you see in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, is a plaque that will be unveiled symbolically, launching this project. And to unveil this plaque, we would like to very respectfully invite His Holiness Swami Sri Govind, and together with the Honorable Sagala Ratnayaka, who will jointly unveil this plaque. And also we'd like to request the head table delegates to kindly be present in the plaque unveiling area. The Ramayana, the ancient epic, reviewed by millions worldwide, and in fact serving as a cornerstone of this ambitious endeavor. So ladies and gentlemen, this is a very special moment for the entire world, because we're talking of an ancient, revered epic, reviewed by millions of people worldwide. And we're now going to very respectfully invite His Holiness Swami Sri Govind Devgiriji Maharaj, together with the Honorable Sagala Ratnayaka, in the presence of the head table delegates, unveiling the plaque of Shree Ramayan Trails. Let's put a hand together, ladies and gentlemen, wishing this project good luck, all good success. We need a couple of moments for our photographers to capture this special moment, as we request our photographers to quickly as possible capture this very important moment. And indeed a great honor to have His Holiness present in Sri Lanka to witness this launch of this great project. Thank you very much, Your Holiness, and thank you to the other gentlemen of the head table, and you may now take your places once again at the head table. Thank you very much. As we're now going to play you a very attractive and also an informative video. So we are ready for that. And that'll happen no sooner our head table delegates take their places at the head table. And also we'll be getting to know more details about this project, the Sri Ramayan Trails. So that project presentation will also be done. And all this is contained in today's agenda. While head table delegates take their places at the head table, we are now inviting you to focus your attention to the screen in front of you. This will show you in a video form the essence of the Sri Ramayan Trails.
In the heart of Sri Lanka, movies whose ancient tales echo through time, a new chapter is about to unfold. Welcome to the unveiling of the Sri Ramayan Trails. A sacred journey tracing the footsteps of Lord Bridge, Mera Basin, the mythical bridge constructed by Lord Ram's army. Kodeswaram Temple, Trincomalee, where Lord Shiva is worshipped, connected with the Ramayan saga. Ashok Vatika, Sita area, the garden where baby Sita was handcrafted by Ravana. Divarampala, Verimada, the site of Sita's Agni Pariksha. Ravana's cave, Alla, where Sita was kept hidden. Kataragama, the southern Kailash, which is the focal point linked to Hinduism in Sri Lanka. Usangoda National Park, where Hanuman first landed in Lanka. Rumasala, Goa, associated with Hanuman's quest for the Sanjeevani Bhuti. Manavari Temple, Shiham, the first lingam installed by Lord Ram. For centuries, the epic tale of the Ramayana has captivated hearts around the world. Now, Ram Bhaktas have a pilgrimage destination right here in Sri Lanka. Embedded in the mythological history of Sri Lanka lies the sacred ground where Lord Rama walked, leaving behind a legacy of devotion and righteousness. Under the divine blessings of the Shree Ramayan Temple in Ayodhya and the unwavering guidance of Swami Govind Giri Maharaj, this project comes to life. Join us as we embark on a cinematic journey through the Sri Ramayan Trails, where every step is a pilgrimage. Experience the ancient tales come to life through cutting-edge technology with augmented reality. Witness historical events come alive before your eyes. Step into the past with virtual reality and forge a deeper connection with each sacred site. Let AI-powered guides be your companions, offering personalized tours, insights, and guidance along the way. And visit our cultural centers to delve deeper into the rich tapestry of the Ramayana and Hindu traditions. The establishment of world-class monuments represents a strategic investment in cultural preservation, education, and economic development. By creatively intertwining history with modern technology and storytelling, such projects can capture the imagination of the youth and tourists worldwide, ensuring the endurance of cultural heritage in the global consciousness. The examples of the Jatayu Earth Center, the Statue of Liberty, and the Eiffel Tower underscore the transformative impact these initiatives can have on tourism and society at large. As we look into the future, the recreation of historical and cultural narratives through monumental projects remains a vital strategy for engaging the next generation and promoting sustainable tourism growth. And every moment is a divine connection. Unveiling Sri Ramayan Trails, Sri Lanka. a sacred odyssey awaits.
Unimaginable, but it is true thanks to the Sri Ramayan Trails, intertwining history with modern technology and giving a new dimension to history and culture. Well, what you saw, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be encapsulated into a form of a website. So we are now going to officially witness the official launch of the Sri Ramayan Trails website, and that will be done by His Holiness Swami. So Your Holiness will be now bringing a digital tablet to you, and you're most respectfully invited to place your palm on the tablet, and then we will see the website officially launched. Thank you very much, Your Holiness. That's the launch of the Sri Ramayan Trails. Let's put our hands together. Let's explore the trail. So we'll just run through the pages of the website. A brief browsing through for your convenience. Wherever you may be, in Sri Lanka or wherever you may be in the world, Sri Ramayan Trails is now at your fingertips. So you're briefly running through a few pages of the website. There are many coming soon. And a lot of attraction that you will see in the website, and definitely which is going to be available physically for us to experience and enjoy. With the infusing of modern technology, bringing alive the history. Well, that's a brief run through of the website, and that is not enough. We need to have more detail about this great experience. So we're going to now have a visual presentation of the Sri Ramayan Trails, and that will be done by the Group Director, Supreme Media, Mr. Aditya Ray. So we'd like to invite Mr. Aditya Ray for the presentation.
His Holiness Swami Govind Giri Maharaj, His Excellency Mr. Santosh Jha, Honorable Karu Jayasuriya, Honorable Mr. Sagala Ratnayaka, Honorable Mr. Niranjan Deva Aditya, Honorable Mr. Sanat Jayasuriya, Honorable Mr. Manivanan, and all other present guests. I feel privileged and blessed to unveil greater details about this great project, which has been part of my dream for more than 20 years. About 20 years back, I came to Sri Lanka, and that time, like any other Indian tourist, curiosity hit me, where is Ravana's palace or remnants of that, or where is that place where Sita was kept? I went around and learned that more than 60 places there are legends exist, but not much to see. And from there, we got the idea that we need to create something more tangible, more immersive for the visitors to come and feel. And we transported to that era to feel where the Ramayana happened. And from that, the conception of this project happened. I feel blessed again that we got the holy endorsement by Swami, who is the treasurer and the most important person in the Janmabhoomi Teerth trust. And with his blessing, this particular project becomes part of the integrated with the Central Ramayan Trail celebration movement in India, Sri Lanka and anywhere which is happening across the world. The impact of monuments in boosting tourism has been already discussed. I don't want to deal more on that, and it is no brainer. And I am sure that Sri Ramayan Trails would create the same magic what has been created by Eiffel Tower or Paris or Statue of Liberty to Washington or Statue of Unity to Gujarat. So this project's historical significance and combined with monumental scale and with the deep reverence of the devotees who are coming would definitely ensure that this becomes the must visit or part of the bucket list for all the incoming tourists in Sri Lanka. This is just a concept for all of us to see. This is a sculpture in Bali by Rosemary John, which is actually Bhattacharya and Karna fighting Maharaj story. And similar magnificent monuments could be created in all the 9 centers. That is the idea. It would be stimulating Sri Lankan tourism by effecting a massive influx in the tourists from India and other international centers and tourists who are interested in spiritual and cultural heritage. It would also further strengthen the bilateral relationship between the two countries, which shares the cultural and spiritual links. The inspiration, as it was highlighted, was the Janmabhoomi Center in Colombo. We visited that site, which has created at 100 crore Indian rupee. There is a 200 feet long, 150 feet wide and 70 feet high statue, which is the largest bird statue in the whole world. Holds the Guinness Book of World Record. And this is a vision of Mr. Rajiv Anchal, who is the film director, Malayalam film director, and also the promoter of this project. And this project is already becoming a biggest tourist attraction for Kerala. He has already expressed his solidarity with this project, and in fact, he expressed that he would be supporting this in terms of design and execution of this project. Now, as I said, the project has been already successfully secured the investment commitment from regionally strong private investors. And these partnerships are important and instrumental for our next steps. We are now poised to commence the groundbreaking activities. Starting next week, we will be establishing a BOI company to take it forward. Now the centers, how it has been conceived. I am sure this will be a must visit for all the incoming tourists to Sri Lanka. The first center has been thought about in Mannar. And monuments would be the Great Arrival. One side in the Rameshwaram side, the journey started, and through the Adam Setu or Ram Setu, they came this side, and the sculpture of Sri Rama, Lakshmana, guided by Sri Hanuman, would be created at this place. The second center would be Nuralia. Now Nuralia is perhaps going to be the biggest center, which will also hold two monuments. First monument referring to the Sita area where first meeting of Bhakt Hanuman happened with Ma Sita. And sculpture of Ma Sita seated in Ashoka Vatika under the Ashoka tree would be there, being guarded by the Yakshinis, inquiring about the health of Sri Rama, even forgetting the personal distress at that point of time. And Hanuman, Lord Hanuman, showing a fingernail to her to identify himself. That part of the story or legend could be captured in this monument. Similarly, near Diguram Pala, Agni Pariksha statue would be there. Near Usangoda National Park in the southern coast, Hanuman's Lanka would be there. These are ideas, but of course it will be subject to approval of Swami, final approval. In this Usangoda, it was the place where Lord Hanuman's tail was lit with fire, and then Hanuman went around, torched the place, but it was supposed to be also an airport, and Pushpa Vimana was supposed to be present there. But with the prudence of Hanuman, thinking about the return journey, he did not do any harm to the Pushpa Vimana, but went around destroying the rest of the wealth. There is also Rumasala near Gaur, which is one of the 5 places where Janmabhoomi heel was broken or dropped. So in those places the vegetation is quite different from the local vegetation, and they have similarity with the vegetations which are found in Himalayas. So that shows that it is but absolutely the truth, the testimony of the mythology that Gandhamadhan was actually brought from Himalaya to this place. Now Paneshwaram temple, which was the household temple of King Ravana. King Ravana and mother used to worship there, and there is great legends of that. This is also one of the 5 abodes of Lord Shiva, and one of the oldest Hindu temple in the world, which has been mentioned in various Puranas. Manavari temple near Ceylon, where Lord Rama stopped and installed a Shivalinga to atone the scene of Brahmahatta, because Ravana was a Brahmin. Near Katragama, many may not be knowing that Katragama, which is a very important Hindu and Buddhist pilgrimage location, which is actually the place where Lord Katragama, which is known also as Kartikeya, protected Sri Rama on the last day of the war, because there was second Brahmastra which was kept for aiming at Rama, and Katragama, being the son of Shiva, could stand in front of Rama to neutralize the power of Brahmastra. That is the legend goes. In the east coast Bhattikula, there is a lake called Hanuman Lake, and in that lake it is supposed to be Hanuman had doused the fire of his tail. Also in the same locality, Bhattikula, there is a Amarantha Kali temple where apparently the family Rama, Lakshman, Sita and Hanuman were given a first meal after the war was over by Sarama, the wife of Vibhishan. And Wasgamwa National Park, which is towards the central place, no vegetation grows there because that is the place which is supposed to be the real battleground. And in that battleground, we would like to have a battleground statue like this. And in that, near that battleground, there is also a lake where the final arrow was shot by Rama towards Ravana. So this is the Dasara point, and statue of this kind would be created. Now these are the 9 centers, but as I said, these are subject to approval from His Holiness. Those are actually the imagination and creation by using technology, but I am sure the actual monument would be much extravagant and better created by the sculptor of international repute, who would be chosen by us, and with greater artistic acumen, he would be creating magic like that, which we showed like Bali. There would be other engagement options, which happens in a heritage and cultural centers, but to make it more immersive, we would be having houseboat ride, chariot ride, Mehendi Tattoo Center, Ramayana Museum, many of the technological engagement centers with virtual reality, augmented reality, and of course the other services, food courts, washroom and souvenir shops, and creating photo points. So these are some of the options which we have shown. Even the Pushpa below. We also felt that these centers would be also the local center for various cultural celebrations, to create more bonding with the local visitors and people, so that they actually, since we thought about geographically dispersed centers, they could create regional cultural centers and emerge as that. During various festivities like Durga Puja, Navratri, Dandiya, Diwali, Janmabhoomi, there will be traditional dressing, traditional food, and many special pujas can be created. And we also thought there should be a daily puja offering of Sri Ram and his family, which is known as Ram Darbar, which should be created something like this in each of the centers. Now the project timelines are fixed. Subject to approval.
Your Holiness, you can see that we have been very busy doing our research. We have some very dedicated and very educated people who have spent time on this planet. But that's a diagram on a wall. We have to make it real and realistic and experience it for many years. So these are ideas that my creative genius here has researched and produced for your consideration and for the consideration of the class to see how we can progress. And I hope together, in touch, we can do this.
This is the parting thought that we have just coming out of a very difficult period for the whole of Sri Lanka, but from that time, I think we have got many important people here who are ready to take it upon them, to convert that crisis time into making an opportunity. It is not the time to sacrifice one's dreams, but to make those dreams reality. So I'm sure with all these people participation, our dreams will be soon finally to be a reality. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Group Director for Supreme Media, we say a big thank you to Mr. Aditya Ray. So we had a very interesting journey. බොහොම ආකර්ෂණීය ගමනක්. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ඉතාමත්ම වැදගත් ස්ථාන 9ක් ආවරණය කරමින් Sri Ramayan Trails කියන ගමනේ අපි යෙදුණා. රේ මහත්මයාගේ කතාවට අනුව එතුමා ස්ථාන 9ක් ගැන සඳහන් කරා. මන්නාරම නෝරෙලිය වගේම උස්සන්ගොඩ නැෂනල් පාර්ක් එක, රුමස්සල, කෝණේශ්වරම්, ත්‍රිකරමලයි කෝණේශ්වරම් පරිශ්‍රය වගේම මනවාරි ටෙම්පල් එක, කෝවිල හලාවත තිබෙන, ඒ වගේම කතරගම ප්‍රදේශයට ගියා. ඒ වගේම හනුමන් ලේක් එක, මඩකලුවේ පිහිටි සහ වස්ගමුව. මේ සීළු ප්‍රදේශ මේ රාමායන කතාව තාක්ෂණයත් සමග බොහොම සමීපව අපට ගෙන එන හැම කෙනෙකුටම ඒ ස්ථාන විසිට් කරන හැම කෙනෙකුටම නව තාක්ෂණය සමග බොහොම සමීපව ගෙන එන්න තමයි Sri Ramayan Trails ව්‍යාපෘතියේ අරමුණ. ඒ අරමුණ ගැන හොඳ පැහැදිලි කිරීමක් රේ මහත්මයා සිදු කරමින් we are now moving on to inviting for the next speech His Excellency Santosh Jha, the Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka.
Param Pujaniya Swami Govind Giri Ji Maharaj, Honorable Padri Jayasurya, Mr. Maniman Vanam, Chairman of the Supreme Global Holdings, Mr. Nirjdeva, distinguished friends from India and Sri Lanka, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, Vanakkam, Ayubowan, Namaskar. I'm really delighted to be present here today for the event to promote the Ramayana Trail, and I thank the organizers for inviting me to this event. I'd also like to extend a very warm welcome to the delegation from India, led by Swami Govind Giri Ji Maharaj. Their presence here confirms that the deep connection between the people of the two countries goes back several centuries in antiquity. A time when people and ideas were moving across seamlessly and without the modern impositions that sometimes constrain and restrict easy travel and connections between our people. We were reminded of this connect recently by His Excellency President Ranil Wickremesinghe, who mentioned that even as we launch the Universal Payments Interface or the UPI in Sri Lanka, which will allow Indian tourists to make payments in Indian rupees in Sri Lanka, there is evidence of the use of each other's coins or ancient currencies in both India and Sri Lanka deep into our antiquity. We all know today that the Ramayan Trail stretches from India to Sri Lanka. That this is so was not so well known to many in our two countries even a decade or so ago. Despite the references to this in our ancient epics such as Ramayana and Mahabharata. I myself discovered this firsthand when I came to Sri Lanka first time in 2007 and worked at the Indian High Commission for 3 years. I had the pleasure of visiting these places, more than the 9 that has been shown on the map. There are believed to be about 24 such sites, and I had visited them multiple times during the period of my earlier stay. So far in my present tenure too, I have visited some of these places, and more are part of my plans in the near future. I'm therefore glad that today the idea of Ramayana Trail has caught up the imagination of the people on both sides of the Pot Strait. Promoting tourism is an important objective for both our countries. For Sri Lanka in particular, it has been an important source of economic activity, and promotion of Ramayan Trail holds significant promise. I must also recall that our leaders have pledged to promote the Buddhist circuit and the Ramayan Trail in both our countries in the vision document that was issued when our leaders, President Ranil Wickremesinghe and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, had the summit meeting in New Delhi in July 2023. I must add that this is the vision of our leaders that guides our inner work today. The visit by respected Swami Ji from Ayodhya and the activities organized during his visit to Sri Lanka will, I am sure, further help in raising awareness about the Ramayan Trail among the Indians. It is bound to increase the flow of Indian tourists and pilgrims to these destinations. India already contributes more than 1/5 of the tourist arrivals into Sri Lanka. India is the largest source, therefore, of tourist traffic to Sri Lanka. Unlike others, Indian tourists also visit both Buddhist and Hindu places of worship. They are also attracted to historical sites existing across Sri Lanka. In that sense, they are more diversified in the choice of sites and places they visit in Sri Lanka. The economic value of attracting Indian tourists into Sri Lanka, therefore, is greater as the benefits of the travels go to a larger cross-section of people dependent on tourism business and to those who are located in all the provinces of Sri Lanka. In other words, Indian tourism has a larger regional spread in Sri Lanka, and so its benefit too are similarly more dispersed and distributed. This is unlike other tourists who are mostly interested in adventure and beach tourism, and therefore their business benefits have more limited spread and contribution. Our effort to establish the land bridge on which we have begun our joint work already promises to further provide fillip to our ongoing efforts to promote tourism between our two countries. No doubt that it will be a game changer. It will of course bring many benefits to communities along the alignment of this connectivity, but more specifically, it will make Ramayan and Buddhism tourism easier and more alluring to people on both sides. I must also add that Ramayan Trail also confirms the deep people-to-people connect and shared civilizational antiquity of India and Sri Lanka. In that sense, it reaffirms my oft-repeated assertion in Sri Lanka that we are civilizational twins, sharing the same antiquity. From this, it follows that we are not, after all, big or small sisters or brothers, but one of the same age and antiquity, with neither being small or big vis-a-vis each other. Our relationship is special and unique in this respect. For us, we have to cooperate, as that is the only option. We must stand hand in hand with each other, in good as well as bad times. We cannot rest with just coming to assist one another episodically, but must remain engaged at all times in all spheres. Our commitment to one another has to be the greatest, as there is no other relationship that is more vital, critical and natural as the one we have with each other. In fact, in modern political and economic systems too, we are similar. We have democratic, open societies and polities and open market economies. Our socio-economic profile as a low middle income country also entails that we can offer each other the benefits of our respective successful experiences, which no other society, economy or polity can do, especially those which are not governed by democratic norms. Our cooperation must not be limited or transactional. Our commitment must be total and to all aspects of a shared experience and our location in close geographical proximity. I'll end here. I'd like to thank Mr. Maniman for the invitation. I wish our Indian guests a pleasant stay and experience in Sri Lanka. May the Ramayan Trail flourish in the same way as our friendship flourishes today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. May the Ramayan Trails flourish as the friendship flourishes today. A big thank you to His Excellency Santosh Jha, the Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. We're now going to witness a very special memento that will be presented to Our Holiness Swami. And to present that, we would like to invite the Chairman of Supreme Global Holdings, Mr. R.M. Manivandan, who will now present a memento to His Holiness Swami Govind Giri Ji Maharaj. Thank you, Your Holiness, for being present here in Sri Lanka. Your presence has brought great honor to all of us in Sri Lanka. Thank you once again. Well, we have now come to the end of this program, the unveiling of the Sri Ramayan Trails. Yes, Your Holiness.
Shri Ram, I was really overwhelmed when seeing this Ramayan Trail. One thing I want to point out, we should never give more emphasis on Rama being the king of Sri Lanka. The emphasis should be changed to Vibhishan being the real king of Sri Lanka. Vibhishan is the real hero. Vibhishan is immortal. Ashwatthama Banirgrasu Hanumahaush Vibhishana Krupaparasu Ramascha Saptaite Chirajivinaha. These seven are immortal souls according to Indian culture and our scriptures. Whatever I am telling is authentic. These 7 plus 1, that is Markandeya. So, you may feel or you may not feel, but I am feeling Vibhishan is there, taking care of Sri Lanka even today. He is immortal. And it is Vibhishan whom Bhagwan Shri Ram gave the throne. Lakshman did the Rajyabhishek. And so, our emphasis should be a little changed, little diverted. It should be more on Vibhishan. Ravan was the villain. Vibhishan was the real cultural hero. Bhagwan Shri Ram fought for Dharma. Dharma means moral values, and he saw Vibhishan had all the moral values. He was the Sattvic power, and therefore believe in Vibhishan. Believe Bhagwan Shri Ram's grace in Vibhishan, and that grace will shower upon us all and keep us together. Thank you.
Swamiji, we have a location site where Vibhishana statue can be done, and that is very near to Colombo, Kelani temple. And in fact, we have thought about a statue there.
He is on the throne. He is the real king of Sri Lanka.
Thank you for guiding us.
We shall come for the coronation.
A grateful thanks going to Your Holiness once again. And with that, we have come to the end of this program. We will now witness His Holiness and the head table delegates depart the hall. So until such time, we request the audience to kindly rise to your feet and remain standing as we will witness His Holiness and the head table delegates depart the hall.
Lankaglitz. One moment, more stories. Subscribe now.